Hello there, and welcome to today's episode of the Easy EdTech Podcast. My name is Monica Burns, and I am so glad that you're here to join me today. If you want to make the most of education technology, aka EdTech, well, you are in the right place. My goal has always been to help make EdTech easier and give you ideas you can try yourself, share with a colleague, or bookmark for later in the school year. Every Tuesday here on the Easy EdTech Podcast, you'll hear stories from my time in the classroom, the work I do now with schools and districts, and my travels to different EdTech events. Get ready for solo episodes where I share some quick tips and stories, and interviews full of practical ideas and stories from new guests each month. If we mention something you'd like to check out, make sure to click the link. You'll find it in the episode description or the summary area where you're listening to this podcast, or you can find every episode and all of the resources we mention by going to classtechtips.com/podcast, or by going to classtechtips.com and just clicking on the Easy EdTech Podcast button at the top of the page. This episode is sponsored by my new mini course, Learn ChatGPT This Summer, which is now available to all members of my AI and Education membership. Join today and stay for 1 month, the whole school year, or however long you like. You'll get instant access to my mini course, Learn ChatGPT This Summer, with 6 short videos. It's built into my AI and Education membership, so you'll get all the member perks too, like a new video update each month and plenty more to explore. Go to my website, classtechtips.com/AI, to find the link to the membership. That's classtechtips.com/AI for all of the details. This week's episode is titled, How to Use AI to Help Design Student Projects. Do you use chatbots as a thought partner or a collaborator? Well, this year I've spent time with educators in all corners of the country leading workshops on using generative AI tools for instructional planning. And if you want to use AI to help design student projects and support creativity in your classroom, I have a handful of prompts to share with you today that are ready for you to customize and try. Chatbots like Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude have exploded in popularity the past few years and offer you ways to gather ideas to bring back to your classroom. They're not perfect, but they definitely can pack a punch, and educators in all roles can make the most of this technology by learning not only how to write effective prompts, but even what to ask for when using these AI helpers. Now, if you're totally new to the idea of what to ask a chatbot to do, of writing prompts, make sure to check out my free guide. It's got dozens of simple prompts, and I'll link to it in today's show notes. So today's episode, I'm going to share a handful of prompts that can help you support student creativity and things that you can really tailor to your instructional environment. Now, the best AI prompts include enough information to give a chatbot some context and specific details on what you want it to do, what you want it to accomplish. So just 3 kind of quick tips. There's a lot of frameworks out there that are wonderful, but I'm just going to simplify a few of those. And of course, you could always Google chatbot prompt framework or ChatGPT prompt writing, right? You'd find plenty of articles that take you through different frameworks, but these are 3 big core ideas that I think will really help move the needle. The first one is specificity. The more details you provide, the more targeted and creative the AI's response will be. So you want to be clear about the subject area, the topic, student interests, and even the grade level of the students that you are working with. So as you're going to see in the prompts that I share in today's episode, you can give information on your role and the goals that you have for students. So that first tip is really about being specific. The next one is open open-endedness. Now, you want to avoid questions with simple, straightforward answers like a Google search. Instead, you'll want to frame prompts as what if scenarios or invitations to explore a range of options. So that could be make a list of 10 ideas, right? Or what do you think about this idea, right? As opposed to a yes or no type of question. And you also want to encourage out-of-the-box ideas. You can use prompts that include an example of what you're looking for. That always helps, but don't limit yourself to that first idea. Instead, you can add words like unexpected ideas when describing the types of responses you're hoping for. So those 3 quick tips are specificity, open-endedness, and encourage out-of-the-box ideas. So let's get into this idea of designing projects and helping support student creativity with the help of AI. So to show this in action, I'm going to show you a handful of prompts and then how you might customize this. So I'm going to link out to a blog post. And of course, you can always find the transcript for these episodes by going to the show notes. That way you could even copy and paste what I'm talking about and try it out. Of course, if you're listening to this, I know I sometimes listen to podcasts when I'm in the car or on the train or on an airplane going somewhere. But if you're someplace where you're listening today and you've got the computer, your chatbot right in front of you, maybe you're even pulling up the app on your phone, you could always listen to me and then pause the episode and try it out at the same time. So learn in whatever way is the best for you. So here's the first prompt. I am a grade teacher looking to design a project for my students who are learning about topic and love interest. Give me a list of ideas for how to make this project more creative. Now, here's the example where I filled in the kind of fill in the blanks. I am a 6th grade teacher looking to design a project for my students who are learning about the rainforest and love podcasts. Give me a list of ideas for how to make this project more creative. So what you're asking for in this sense, right, or to even refine it a little bit further, is that you can give information on what you're doing. I didn't do it in those examples, but you might even plug in some info on the standard you're teaching, maybe even a literacy skill kids need some extra practice with, or information on tools or resources kids have access to. So you can really customize this as much as you want. Now, I'm going to go through a couple more favorite prompts here. You'll hear me kind of awkwardly give that fill in the blank, right? Like, here's where you put the grade, here's where you put the topic. But my goal in sharing this list with you isn't so that you have a million to try. It's that you can gather some ideas of what's even possible when you're using a chatbot. We're all, and I don't want to say guilty, but we all are, we don't know what we don't know, right? So here's some ideas that will hopefully get your wheels spinning, things you might not have thought of before that are possible with a chatbot. That's always my goal, right? When sharing these kind of prompts around AI is to say like, oh, I never even thought of that one, right? And just like I'm sharing a bunch with you, I hear great ones like that from educators that I work with, whether it's a webinar I'm giving and they pop in some ideas right into the chat box, right? There's just so many ways to hear, and we got to talk about it, right? To gather some ideas. So let's get into it. I've got a few to share with you, just to give you a sense of what's possible. I think, I'm just looking at my list here. I've got 7 to share with you. And of course, you can jot down the one that's exciting or try it out in the moment. Or of course, you can tell a friend and let them know all about it too. Describe 3 real-world problems related to topic. Which problem would be most interesting for my grade students to solve? What support will they need in order to be successful with this project? So here we're making a real world connection where we're asking the chatbot for some help. Here's the next one. I am a subject area teacher about to design a project for my grade students who are learning about topic. Make me a list of ideas for how to turn this project into a choose your own adventure style story or game. For that one, I included a role, right? I am a subject area teacher, which can also help a chatbot really stay focused on your mission. Here's the next one. My students love reading scripts, and I want them to write their own. Write a short, dramatic script set during historical period that includes a conflict related to topic that I can share with my grade students as an example for their own project. So you can use a chatbot here to help design project exemplars too. Here's our next prompt. We are learning about topic in the subject area, class I am teaching to, grade. Give me a list of ideas for how to connect, describe the project, to a current event or issue in our community. So that prompt is about taking a project you've already got and then making a connection. Here's our next one. I want my grade students to take part in a project that involves collaboration with students from another class or school. Design a project that connects to your objective, where students can use your devices to work asynchronously on a project. Now for that one, you plugged in the types of devices or tools you might use, which you can do to any prompt. Here's our second to last one. When I've used this project in the past, students have loved to explore topic. I want to try something different this year. Give me a list of ideas for how to give students different roles within this project, like journalist, researcher, graphic designer, etc. So for that one, I included some examples, right? You described the past project and you described what kids like, and then you gave some ideas of what you were looking for. Now here's the last one. My grade students are learning about topic in subject area, and our goal is to objective. Make a list of 5 project ideas that could culminate in a presentation to an authentic audience, like experts, parents, family members, younger students, etc. So for that one, I asked for some big project ideas. And now, of course, for any of these prompts that I asked, that I shared with you today, you could ask for some supporting resources like help me make a checklist or help me create a rubric. None of the outputs are going to be 100% perfect, but it could get you 70, 80% of the way there, or give you some ideas for something to try that you might not have thought of before. So if you've tried out different prompts in the past, you know that responses can vary. You don't want to expect a perfect response on your first try. It's really a starting point for further tweaking and refining as you customize new learning experiences for your students. Remember, an AI chatbot can act as a thought partner to help you gather ideas that drive student creativity. Well-crafted prompts can lead to exciting new ideas for lessons and projects that are sure to have a memorable, lasting impact for your students. Don't forget to let me know what works best for you. You can send me a message on Twitter, Instagram, or reply to one of my weekly newsletters. You can sign up at classtechtips.com/news for my newsletter, or of course, I'll plug the link into the show notes for you. So let's make this EdTech easy with a few key points from the episode. AI chatbots inspire innovative lesson ideas as thought partners. Customized open-ended prompts can spark student creativity. Contextual details can help you tailor responses to grade level and interests. Refining prompts can customize learning experiences for students. Remember, you can find the show notes and the full list of resources from today's episode